MTC 2129, Exercise 1. One has to wonder why the pig came to be despised by both Jews and Muslims. Was it merely the flesh of the pig that was distrusted, or the pig itself, as an animal? By and large, people have believed the former, claiming that because pig meat was so easily prone to spoiling and trichinosis, the consequent human diseases led them to avoid the meat and thereby censor the animal. But F.E. Zuner, a leading expert on domestication, rejects this view, pointing out that pork is no more likely to spoil than any other meat in a hot country, and in any event there are tropical islands where pork is the main meat eaten. F.E. Zuner. He proposes instead an interpretation having to do with the people who raised pigs. Unlike cattle, pigs cannot be driven, and therefore the pig is only valuable to the settled farmer. The nomad, who always felt superior to the farmer, came to despise the pig as well as the farmer who bred it. The religious prohibitions seem to have been transferred from the people onto the animal, one they themselves could neither breed nor keep. MTC. Good job. Let's start. MTC 2129, Exercise 2. The human digestive tract was not designed by nature to digest complex meals. 7-course meals and 21-course dinners were not in nature's plan when she designed the human digestive tract. The man who sits down to a dining table that is burdened with a great variety of foods and eats everything from soup to nuts, is sure to suffer with indigestion. If he makes a habit of eating complex meals and disregarding his enzymic limitations, as is customary, his stomach distress will be chronic. He is likely to carry a supply of pills with him wherever he goes. Indeed, the practice of carrying pills in one's vest pocket or in one's purse is encouraged by the makers of pills. It seems that it is more important for one to have at hand a means of fictional relief than to learn to eat sensibly and thus avoid the apparent need for the relief. Perhaps it is important to enrich the drug manufacturers, even at the expense of one's own health. MTC. Good job. Let's start. MTC 2129, Exercise 3. Logic suggests that our increasing reliance on electronic communications might increase social isolation. Indeed, some studies suggest that unlimited access to email actually increases people's sense of loneliness and isolation. But there are others working in the new medium of telemedicine who have found that electronic communications may make it easier for people to interact. In isolated communities, too small to afford full-time medical health providers, telemedicine diagnosis and treatment with the assistance of video conferencing technology is being tried out with success. Some who have been instituting telepsychiatric sessions have noticed that rather than being inhibited by this mode of communicating, patients actually feel less inhibited than when speaking to a psychiatrist face-to-face. This may be part of the same phenomenon as the ease that we feel in communicating our deepest burdens to a respected but impersonal confessor. It may be part of the successful principle behind confessing sins to a hidden priest in the Catholic confessional. However, in this new age, the person to whom we bare our hearts is not hidden behind oak walls and velvet curtains but behind a glowing, protective computer screen. MTC. Good job. Let's start. MTC 2129, Exercise 4. In the colonial era and during the early years of the Republic, Americans did not drink much fresh milk. Although most of these early Americans were Northern European by extraction, they consumed dairy products primarily in their preserved state. Milk was not an ideal beverage for New York City's hot summer days. Without refrigeration, typical July city weather could sour a pitcher of milk within hours. 7. Therefore, while most city residents welcomed a cold, fresh glass of milk or a dish of ice cream on a hot day, such food experiences were rare, and sometimes deadly, luxuries. For example, the 1850 death of President Zachary Taylor is often attributed to a glass of milk drunk after a 4th of July celebration, after he had dedicated the cornerstone of the Washington Monument. Zachary Taylor 1850